Hello, and welcome to another episode of Lost in Suikoden Translation, where today we will be taking a look at a recurring theme throughout all of the main games where there's a group of people within your recruits that follow a particular pattern when it comes to their names. As always, be aware that this series contains spoilers, so without further ado, let's get started. In Suikoden II and V, there's a group of animals you can recruit whose names all begin with M. In Japanese, they are based on the M kana, ma, mi, mu, mi, and mo. In Suikoden II, these characters are Maku Maku, Miku Miku, Muku Muku, Meku Meku, and Moku Moku. In the English localization, their names were simply transliterated without any modification. And in Suikoden V, the same pattern appears with the 5 beavers. Once again, these names were transliterated directly from Japanese with no changes. In Suikoden III, the pattern shifts slightly. This time, it's a group of 5 dogs: Koichi, Kani, Kosanji, Kogoro, and Koroku. The ko prefix comes from a fairly common Japanese practice of adding ko to names to make them sound more endearing, to use as names for pets. However, the real pattern lies in what comes after this, as each dog's name corresponds to a number. Ichi means 1, ni is 2, san equals 3, go is 5, and roku means 6. For Kosanji and Kogoro, additional syllables were added to make the names sound more natural, though these extra parts don't carry any specific meaning. As for why there's no 4, it's because in Japanese the word for 4 is shi, and it's a homophone for death, making it an unlucky number, similar to how many Western cultures avoid the number 13. Unfortunately, the odd one out in this group is Kani. While Kani is a legitimate name, it breaks the pattern a bit and stands out, so the group no longer forms a cohesive set. In Suikoden IV, the naming pattern returns to a sequence of kana, this time based on the LR set. In Japanese, the L and R sounds are represented by the same kana, so translators have some flexibility when converting them to English. Here, it's the mermaids who follow the pattern, and all their names start and end with the same kana, just substituting the middle one. They are Lilan, Lilan, Liloon, Lilan, and Lilan. However, the English localization once again breaks the pattern with Liloon, who should have been named Lilun if the transliteration was consistent. Why this change was made is unclear. Perhaps the localizers felt Lilun didn't sound enough like a name. And lastly, we'll be revisiting the original Suikoden, as this game also features a group of recruits that follows the M kana pattern, namely the blacksmiths. Each blacksmith's name begins with a different M kana, but all end the same way, and they even stand in Japanese alphabetical order in the forge. However, the English localization completely misses this pattern. Only one blacksmith's name was correctly transliterated, while the others were phonetically translated, resulting in no discernible theme in the English version. And I'm going to assume that the localizers just missed that these characters were part of a group. Since this was the first game, there obviously wasn't a pattern established for the series yet, so even if they didn't think these sounded like actual names, they probably would have localized them in a way that kept some sort of theme going if they were aware of it. As for the upcoming HD remaster, don't expect the blacksmiths' names to be corrected. While the remaster's localization team seems willing to arbitrarily rename some characters unnecessarily, e.g., changing Grenseal to Glenshiel, rumor has it the blacksmiths' names remain unchanged. While one could argue for keeping the original names for the sake of familiarity and consistency, it's puzzling to see some names altered for no reason while others that have much better arguments for fixing are left untouched. It feels like an all-or-nothing situation to me, at least. Either you update everything or you leave it as it was in the original. And that wraps up this episode of Lost in Suikoden Translation. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.